The information shared on this program is for entertainment purposes only and should be treated as such.
Wise Idiots Podcast, Episode 2.
Every now and then you're gonna need some good advice, like investing in stocks or getting rid of lice. Don't worry about it, Jack. Just open your ears. Glenn and Phil are in the house. Wise Idiots are here. Wise Idiots. Podcast. Wise Idiots. Podcast. Wise Idiots. Podcast.
So this second episode, I think, is going to be called the Tired and Mellow Show.
Yeah, are you feeling that way too?
Yeah, I'm feeling that way.
Yeah. It's been a long day.
Long day.
It's not midnight, but it might as well be.
I do feel like my brain is full of good information, though.
The way the Glenn Humplick brain works typically is if it's like really late, you kick into like a new like effective type of gear. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's neutral and reverse, and then there's like H, and
yeah, I don't know. I used to be like that. I used to be crazy like that, but now.
But because you've been doing it for so long, you can't get away from that. You're still in that automatic.
It's funny. I'm trying to condition myself to getting like 7 hours of sleep minimum every night.
I mean, 7's fine. 7 it's
minimum. If I get more,
to me, that's not even a minimum anymore. That's if I get 7, people say you need 8. Like if I get 6.5, I'm like 100% rested.
Yeah, I find my day really sucks. If I don't get a minimum of I'd say 6.5. The next day is
do you
just
really need 8? Do you feel like you need 8? Like I'll go to bed at easily, no problem. Like if I go to bed at midnight and I wake up at 7:30, that's like plenty. That would be 7.5, I guess. But if I go to bed at midnight and I get up at 6:30, or even if I go to like anywhere kind of in that range, I don't really get up at 6:30. But if I were to, I'd be fine.
So how do you find now if you don't get at least 6.5? Like how do you feel?
It doesn't happen often, but I would say this will be like the dumbest translation. Tired. That's kind of how I feel right now. Even though I think I did get a full night's sleep, but still a long day. I'm going to say tired.
When I was younger, I could get away with more.
Oh my God! Of course, we go to bed at 4 in the morning, and we go to work the next day get up at 7, and boom, no problems.
I remember being able to play poker overnight.
Of course.
And then 10 o'clock in the morning, I haven't gone to bed yet.
Yeah, many times.
But now,
in fact, I did that with Harvey a couple of months ago.
Oh God, yeah. Derek's name always comes up when that. It's Derek. By the way, just knowing Derek has probably aged me by about 4 or 5 years. So I'll probably live 4 or 5 years younger just because I know Derek.
It will have been worth it.
Yes, this is true.
Your payback on that is like 5x.
Yeah.
For every negative hour that you might get with Harvard, so it's a positive hour, it's a 10, 20, 30, 40-fold return.
The amount of times he's physically and mentally worn me down over the years is like it's astounding.
Yeah, and when you say physically, do you mean like just in your head?
Yeah, permanent damage.
Or are we saying elsewhere? Like,
oh, Jesus, where's this going?
I don't know.
Hey, this is episode number 2, my friend. This is episode number 2.
It is. It's. I guess it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, high five to that.
Are you ready to give out some good advice?
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, I mean, I'm feeling a bit tired. My brain might not fully be there, but I mean, is it ever really?
Oh, I'm kidding. This is gonna be fun. Philip,
that's a yes. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Question number 1.
Do we get a gong or something at this point? Like we're ready. Boom. Like.
Yes,
okay.
You will get a gong. I can assure you right here, there's going to be a gong.
Wicked. Well, let's kick this off.
Let's do this. Question number 1.
Okay.
Hey, Glenn, it's Curtis calling. Lately, I've been really frustrated and tired of all the drama that comes along with dating. And I'm kind of considering joining the mass exodus with a lot of males who are just making a departure from dating in general. But I'm worried that if I do that, then 10 years down the road, I might find myself really lonely, and it'll be a lot harder to meet someone. Please give your advice.
So from the sounds of his voice on the recording, I don't know how old Curtis is, but he sounds like he's in his maybe late 20s.
I was hoping you were going to say like 60s.
Yeah. I don't know. He sounds
So like
a
20s, like young guy.
late. He sounds late 20s.
Okay, so late 20s, sure. Okay, and he sounds like he's
like he wants to give up.
he wants to give up. What does he want to give up on? Like the drama around dating? Oh, that's really just part of it. Like you're gonna usually you get that like later in dating. That's like stage 2 or 3. Usually like stage 3, maybe even 4 in a relationship. Like if you're just at the initial dating stage, yeah, there's not really.
So have you ever given up dating?
No.
So when you were single, have you ever given up dating?
Of course not. That's not even a concept. It never really had to be. It was never thought of as a concept. Sounds like this guy's just giving up on life. Maybe, I don't know.
No, but so okay. Well, let me ask you. Like when you went on a date, how long did it take during that date to know that? Oh God, this is going to be a disaster.
Well, instantly. I mean, well, a disaster. It's always fun, and it's always a new experience. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna know pretty soon. You're gonna know pretty soon if things are gonna click.
So I met my wife. I met Charlene like 6 years ago now, and you've been with someone for 10?
No, like
10 years,
7-ish.
7. Oh, okay,
Something
yeah,
like that, something like that.
We never really did online dating, or did you? Did you ever do online dating?
Not really. No.
Do you think that's changed things?
I would think so, because there seems to be less of a sort of art of the sort of face-to-face and like the, you're meeting someone out there, now it seems to kind of start from the online, and maybe there's a colder or more immediate sort of distance, or it's less personal in a way. You know what I mean?
So to me, because I've never done online dating, that it seems like it would be a nightmare. Because usually when you meet someone at a bar,
there's a bit of an art of like, there's the whole sort of the fun and excitement of like the in the moment live kind of action of how things could develop, and it's a whole other thing, right? If it's online, it's more like, I'm going to trade this stock, click here.
But there are little things like, oh my God, the sound of her voice is insane.
Oh no, of course, exactly. I mean, you get a much better sense. You get a full sense.
Oh yes.
It's like shopping,
or she smells.
Yeah, it's like shopping for a used car online versus seeing the car in person. Comparing online dating to used cars.
Well,
but they kind of are used. I mean, let's face it.
Yeah, we're all used, man.
There's mileage, you want to know, like, does this thing wobble a little bit? How's the muffler sound? Like, is there some rust? What's the fuel efficiency of this thing?
I talked to a coworker of mine, and he's been doing this online dating for a couple of years now. And the tips that he told me, that he seems to be working this, like he's understanding how it works a little bit better. And one thing he told me.
So, and I want to know what you're about to say there, but it sounds like we should be getting this guy on our show to talk about this a little bit. Maybe this guy seems to have some good advice, perhaps.
Well. So he's still not with someone. He's just in mega dating mode.
Wow. So sorry, you were going to say.
But what he said, a big thing is the service that you pick.
Okay.
So if you go with a free service,
right,
you're getting
crap.
Yeah,
right.
You're getting free women.
Well, hey, I mean that's
no, but you know what I mean. what he said is if you spend a little more, the class level that you're
Right.
looking for,
You get what you pay for.
you get what you pay for. So maybe that's the one piece of advice is like, don't be cheap when it comes to dating.
Oh yeah, I mean, another piece of advice. I think overall, I mean, Curtis shouldn't give up just overall on these kinds of things. Because to be giving up on that is to be giving up like
It's kind of giving up on life, right?
Kind of. I mean, you know what I mean? This is a bigger sort of thing than just saying like I'm giving up on dating. I'm giving up.
No, but maybe he should prepare himself better, though. Like, before you go on a date, one thing I did when I first met my wife is I went on Google.
You did?
And I put her name. Of
really?
course. Doesn't everyone do this?
I don't. I mean,
oh, I did. I did. I went on Google, and I found out all kinds of things about her.
really?
And then, so when I went on the date,
I mean, I'll bet you she found out a lot more about you than you did about her.
yeah, and shockingly, she still agreed to go on a date with me. But I already knew I had like some key points in the back of my head that I could bring up in conversation and ask her about.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So like you prepped like a job interview. It was like
yeah.
job interview.
You kind of like go in with a little bit of a plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean you could do that. Look, I mean everyone's got a different style and a different sort of approach level, and some people will need like they feel like they need to prepare. Others will just, others can just naturally. Not that you can't naturally just jump into this, but everyone's got their own comfort levels around these things, and it's all good. But I mean, Curtis, I mean, unless you're going the other way, I mean, or like into dudes, then don't give up on women, Curtis. Or maybe he needs to change. Maybe he's meant for dudes. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just the approach that he's on right now. That I mean, it's also weird that like sometimes when you get to that next level, when you start dating someone and you find out you're not compatible with them, you know what I mean, and you stay in there longer than you should.
Yeah. Sometimes it's worth it, man. Sometimes.
But sometimes you should.
I mean, man,
cut your losses early, though. I wish I had cut my losses early many times in my life.
It's all great experience. I mean, it's just all awesome. I mean, there's no such thing as a bad date. I mean, they're all awesome. Adventure. I mean, all of it.
So don't give up.
No, of course not. I mean, I'm not even sure what that would mean. I mean, just unless you want to just go live in the woods, like off the grid for like 10 years, but I wouldn't give up. No.
His fear of being lonely later on if he gives up.
Yeah. His fear of being lonely if he gives up is sorry, you saying he will be?
Do you think that's well founded?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he just should not give up. Don't give up, Curtis. Just get back in there. Get back in that scene.
I agree.
Let us know how it goes. Glenn and I are like, we're a little tired tonight, so our advice and we're not thinking straight fully. So I'm not even sure I remember the question.
My advice is prepare yourself, Google, do your research, be prepared, and hopefully that improves the drama.
Yeah,
so that you weed out the riffraff and you find what you want.
And my advice is don't prepare, just go out there, just do it. Who cares? And
have fun.
If it's a match, if you have fun, great. If you don't have fun, it'll be awesome anyways. You will have fun because that is fun.
The motto of the show is good times.
Exactly.
Have a good time.
And if you don't have a good time, that will be fun. There's nothing more awesome than going out with the crazy. That's awesome.
Flip it.
That's you don't even need to flip that. It's automatically awesome.
So it's win-win.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Absolutely.
Question number 2.
Hi guys, this is Mike calling from Connecticut, and I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of both Glenn Humblick and Phil Giroux. And my question today is Phil still scared of pennies? And also a question for both you guys. Are you guys afraid to fly after what happened to that German plane? All right, guys, have a good day.
First off, Mike, I guess Mike didn't listen to our first episode.
Right.
where we covered the flying after
Right.
the big incident. So if you have a chance, Mike,
Go back to
take a listen to,
podcast number 1.
and then we've got that answer
Right.
to it.
Minute 7.
His other
minute
question,
17.
yeah, that's right. Is Phil really afraid of pennies? How about fears? How do you get rid of fears like that?
Well, it's not a fear per se. I just don't like the smell of copper, and it's got a certain sort of it's more of a smell. I don't like pennies. I don't like dirty pennies.
So I have a fear as well. I don't know what happened when I was a kid.
Straws.
I must have straws.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't used a straw since I'm about 10 years old.
Mhm. That is very true. I've tested this many times.
They drive me nuts.
Mhm.
But I don't feel like it's a fear that really affects my life deeply.
Right. It doesn't really, and nor do pennies, because they don't even really exist anymore. I mean, they're not really in circulation in Canada, at least, and even in the States. I mean, you don't really see pennies that often.
So I guess if you have a fear, should that fear be confronted? Probably not always.
I mean, I had a bucket pennies dumped on me.
Yep.
I think, was it you that dumped them on me, or was it?
No.
But it was dumped on me. A bucket of pennies.
And it did. And you didn't like it.
Yeah, it didn't affect my night or my day too much. It was just in that moment. I just like, kind of like, I also wouldn't necessarily like a bucket of like ketchup dumped on me, but I could get by that.
How about if someone had a fear of something that was stopping them in their life?
Right.
What would you recommend they do?
Well, then you have to face it. You have to like head on, just get by that.
Have you ever had other fears?
Not really. No, just pennies. and again, not fear per se. I just don't like them.
I've had a friend who did hypnosis on the
Oh
side.
yeah, right.
And he used to get people in to come see him all the time
Wow.
with fears.
Right.
Like all kinds of weird, like fears of like walking on
Wow,
sidewalks.
wow.
Like just weird
Uh-huh.
fears that I don't know,
Does he
go back
still
to their
do that?
childhood. I'm not sure if he still does it, but he did it for quite a while, and he was helping out people with hypnosis. He would actually hypnotize them and then just instill in their brain to not fear things,
Right.
and that would actually be helpful.
Right. Of course. So Mike should go see a shrink or a hypnotist.
So it's like a hypnosis. That might be something to
Yeah.
consider looking into if you have a fear that you can't
That's
deal with.
probably the easiest way to cheat with these kinds of things. It's not like you know what I mean by cheating is like you could go and do all kinds of things for 2 years to try and get over that, or you can just go get hypnotized for like 10 minutes.
And I wonder if I went to get hypnotized. Like I hate bugs.
Well, I mean, you don't like to eat bugs, or
I have a house, and in the basement
Yeah.
we have these really long, creepy,
in the
crawly
summer,
ones
that
that
when
go,
it's humid, those yeah, exactly.
and they run off, and those things
Nobody
creep me
likes
out
those.
like crazy.
I mean, does anyone not? So there's being creeped out by those, but are there some people that are like, oh, I actually like those, and I play with them?
Probably. I know people who just will go up, like if they see a spider, they'll go pick it up,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
or let it walk on their
Oh,
hand.
spiders for sure. Yeah, a lot of people do that, but
See, to me, that's disturbing.
yeah, I'm not a fan of bugs. I don't lose sleep over them, but they're out there, man. They're out there.
So what else could someone do to kind of get rid of fears?
You could do all kinds of stuff. I'm just trying to think out loud right now. I mean, you just don't worry about it. I mean, these little things, they're there. So,
I find like distractions.
like rock and roll.
Yeah, like this.
Really loud.
Yeah, just like something you're really afraid of going on. Like watch a movie.
Right? Of course. Entertainment is a great diversion.
Like talk to someone.
Talk to someone, listen to some rock and roll. Really loud.
Yes.
Really loud with strobe lights.
Have sex.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, of course. That's
That'll
great.
put your mind off things.
Yeah,
Go,
except if
like,
there's bugs nearby, though. That would
Right.
ruin it, right?
right. Probably would.
Okay.
So-
Well, there you go, Mike. I hope that helps.
Episode number 2.
Yeah, yeah.
The Tired and Mellow episode.
It could be. I'm not saying it is our last episode, but you never know. We're making the best out of it.
You never know. Question number 3.
I mean, at the rate of the caliber of advice that we're giving, I mean, it's yeah, you get what you pay for, and you're not paying for this, so.
This sucker is free. This is kind of like the dating sites that we were talking about.
Exactly, my friend.
If you go to a therapist,
Yep.
you get like really good advice.
Yeah, this is free, so it's like one of those handouts in Vegas, you know. It's like,
Yeah, that's
Off
pretty
the
much what
street.
you're getting. Yeah, especially tonight. You're getting free advice. Question number 3.
Hey guys, I was wondering, I'm considering trading in my car, and I'm wondering if you guys would have some advice on what type of car I should consider. I'm looking forward to hearing what your advice is. Thank you. Bye.
I would say a Mazda or a Honda.
Jeez. Straight out.
Straight out, that's my answer. What's question number 4?
You you have never owned any other car besides a Mazda or a Honda.
That's right.
I think.
That's correct.
I think, and up until you got the Honda recently,
Yeah.
you never had anything else besides Mazdas.
No, I had a Honda before that too, but then
Oh, you
that I
did?
had Mazdas. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I would say those are 2 pretty good. Those are great brands. Japanese cars, reliable, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's the answer. There's no other answer.
We think alike so much with cars because I'm not a car guy and you're not a car
I mean,
guy.
I like cars. I just,
But you know how it is.
Yeah.
Like we both live in Canada where the roads are full of salt all winter.
exactly.
And the cars get ruined. It's one of those things that they're just impractical to buy something fancy up here.
I totally agree. So this guy has a car and he's wondering what he should trade to.
Yes.
Okay. Depends what he's got right now also.
He didn't even mention his name. So this is the anonymous caller.
Right. See, if you, the more information you put in your question really helps in terms of how we can answer. If the question's very vague, well, our answer is going to be Honda or Mazda.
And specifically, Honda Civic.
Yeah, that's a great car. That's probably the best-selling car, I don't know, in the whole world.
In 1977, this Honda Civic was a remarkable value. But what's even more remarkable is the value it has today.
Honda, we make it simple.
That's what you drive.
Yeah, love that.
And that's what I
Yeah,
drive.
it's fantastic.
Fantastic car.
Yeah, they're peppy, man. They're fun. They're fun cars.
I never have any problems with it.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and
Yeah,
Furious.
seriously. That's good stuff, right?
As long as the Civic is made, I think I'm just going to stick with it for the rest of my life.
That's Formula One technology that you're driving there.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Like since I got my first Civic, this is my second.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else.
No.
I feel like I've figured it out.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's so it sounds like he wants to, I guess, downsize or
I don't know. Maybe he's looking for something fancy.
yeah, well, if he's looking for something fancy,
On the Civic.
on the Civic.
Yeah. One trick though, if he's trading in a car, you'll always get more money if you sell your car on your own.
Right.
Typically, unless it's worth nothing.
Right.
And
Right.
it doesn't matter. But if you've got a car that's like 5 years old and you're tight on cash, one thing you might want to consider is just selling it yourself. Dealers are always looking to give you almost nothing for that
Very
trade-in. You always lose money on
So
it.
see, that's some really good advice now. That's some serious, like, quality advice.
That's the one thing I've learned dealing with these guys. And I know one thing to consider, regardless of what kind of car he gets, is when I bought my car, there are all kinds of websites that you can go to look at what the actual cost of the car is for the dealership.
Carfax, right?
I can't remember. And I believe that might be
that's
it.
one of them. Yeah.
I think that's the Canadian one,
Okay.
but I think there's a separate American one. So you pay about $20 to get a membership to this website, and then they'll actually give you the latest listing of what the car value is.
Mm.
So typically what I've done in the past, I don't know what you've done to negotiate, but I've gone in and I've offered $500 more than what that list price is.
Wow.
And And usually on a lower end car like a Civic, usually they'll just say, yeah, whatever, and fine. Otherwise, you can end up spending, like $2,000-$3,000 more on a stupid car than you need to.
Wow. That's some good. That's probably the best advice so far tonight. I mean, you knew what you were talking about there. There was no joking there, anything. That was like just boom. Here's actual advice.
The other thing where they get you is depending where you live, but when they fill out that form, there's always an admin fee.
Oh yeah.
And I know in the States, okay, so I know someone who bought a car, and it was a $10,000 car. This was a used car.
Well, it's not a bad price. But
they figured out the money on a monthly payment. So it was one of those how much are you willing to pay on a monthly payment, right?
What can you afford?
Right. The person found out how much they could pay, and they said, yeah, okay, I'm willing to pay that. What they did is they adjusted the admin fee to kind of add up to what that total would be, that would break down to $300 a month or whatever that monthly payment was. Well, guess what the admin fee was?
Like $50 a month?
No, the admin fee on the total price of the car.
I don't know, like $1,000? I don't know.
$4,500.
Come on, wow. That's a scam.
Yeah. This was in California.
Wow.
Yeah. It was I think the car was $10,500 and ended up being $15,000, but because they agreed to that monthly fee, they didn't look at the fine detail
don't get
to realize
to the monthly. Just figure out the total price.
Yeah. Make sure you look at that admin fee and figure out what that is.
There's always scammers out there.
Well, so the other thing too is when you hear 0%, that's also BS, because typically when you pay cash for a car, they'll remove $2,000 from the price of the car. So essentially what they're doing is they say 0% interest, but what they've done is they've taken that interest and just put it into the price of the car.
Right.
So you actually get a discount on the car if you pay cash.
Cash is king, man. Cash is king.
So yeah, so 0% is BS, because really what they've done, they've just taken that interest over 7 years or 5 years or whatever and put it into the price of the car.
Wow.
Because you would get the car for less if you pay cash.
That's a great piece of advice there.
So just little things to look for when you're
little things add up. Little things add up to big things.
When you're getting that Honda Civic.
Here you go. What was his name?
That was Anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay. Yeah. All right.
If you do call the podcast, please leave your name and maybe where you're calling from, so we know a little bit more. Yeah. Question number 4.
Okay. By the way, I feel, sometimes when you feel a sneeze coming, but it's not there yet, and you feel it coming. I'm about maybe 30. I'm like 70%.
Is there
30 seconds away, probably, from sneezing?
Is there anything I could do to help?
Maybe I'll just take a deep breath, that breathing thing you were talking about last.
Breathe. Try it, man. 4 seconds, slowly through your nose. I always find though when I need to sneeze, it has a little tingling feeling in my nose.
Oh my God, there it is. It's tingling. Okay, I'm just pitching my nose. Okay, I think I'm good. All right.
Okay.
Let's move on. Question number 4.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just a little tired tonight. Just a little, having a sip of water right now.
Okay.
All right. I feel that's good.
So this is from Trevor.
Oh, wicked. Our friend Trevor?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay. It could be though.
It isn't. This was by email, and I didn't recognize the email address from another Trevor.
Okay. Well, we'll do a shout out to Trevor anyways, like our Trevor.
Yes. Hello, Trevor.
All right.
All right. How can I tell my shoe and clothes obsessed girlfriend to stop wasting so much money on this stuff?
Oh, wow. Wow. How can you tell your girlfriend, man? Because women are really sensitive about that stuff. They love shopping for shoes and dresses, and those that are really into it, they love it. Okay, well, first of all, is it Trevor's money or is it her own money? Can she afford it, or is she broke? There's a few different factors here, because if it's a woman that's she's got some money, she's doing well, then it's kind of all right if she's not spending all of her money, but some money.
Okay, so I'll
likes to do that.
we don't have enough information again, but I'll throw out a hypothetical kind of situation. So let's say they're living together.
Okay.
They pay half, which is common. Okay. She pays her bills. That's fine.
Right.
But she putting a lot of cash on her credit card to buy shit.
Okay.
And let's say he wants to go to Europe.
Right.
And he's saving his money to go to Europe. They make about the same amount of money. Okay. So he's saving money to go to Europe, and he's buying his clothes at Walmart.
Okay. Wow.
But
he's with her. She's like hot,
yeah,
hot girl.
Well,
with like nice clothes?
maybe Target.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He, somehow he's made himself look reasonably well with
maybe he's
lower,
like a good-looking man. Doesn't whether he's wearing shitty clothes or not.
Yeah, and he's confident.
Right. Good. That's good.
He's got confidence.
See, like Curtis from earlier. See that you need to be like that, like this guy.
Yes. Yes, but here he's got a problem here though, because let's say.
But see, Curtis is just going to avoid this problem because he's not going to have to deal with the situation because he won't be with a girl like that that's spending all her money. But
this is true.
But there's a pro side, and let's continue here. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So let's say the situation here is, let's say she's spending like every paycheck she's spending $200-300 on fancy jeans, shoes, shirts. Those type of things. And right there, he wants to go to Europe, but because she's not saving any money and spending it on clothes and shoes and stuff, it's kind of putting that dent in the relationship.
Right. I mean, most women can do it in a balanced way. Like they'll spend what appears to be a lot, but it's within a sort of balanced, it's within reason.
But what if it's not?
If it's not, on the other hand, and she's obsessed and she's kind of got it's almost like a gambling problem where she's just lost touch with reality and she's completely obsessed and is just spending almost every bit of money that she's got on clothes that she clearly doesn't need because, like, frankly, and I know this will sound wrong, but, above 50, I mean, do you need more than 50 pairs of shoes? And I know most women would say yes. But maybe the number's not 50, but there is a number. Let's face it, there is a number. And let's say she has that number, has that many shoes or dresses or whatever. Then, maybe she's got a bit of a problem. The same way that an alcoholic would drink too much, or the same way that someone has a gambling issue, or...
I wonder if there's organizations like Spending Anonymous.
No, but for chicks, as it relates to shoes and dresses, that would be amazing. Wow, that's where Curtis needs to hang out, by the way.
Totally wrong.
Oh, Spending Anonymous. I mean, they probably good looking women with nice clothes.
Start that. Does that exist? Wow.
I don't know, but if it doesn't,
what would you call it? Okay.
Spending Anonymous, Spenders Anonymous.
But that sounds too vague. Like if it's shoes and dresses specifically.
Fashionistas Anonymous.
Like AA, hold on a sec. Yeah. Fashionistas Anonymous. Something like that. Wow, that'd be a terrific organization. That's a charity.
So,
that's a good...
I think if I were with someone like that, thankfully my wife is kind of practical when it comes to clothing, like she's not like very reasonable,
right.
But if I were with someone who wasn't, and it kind of put that dent to the point where that person was spending so much money.
Yeah.
I would that'd be a deal breaker.
That could be a problem because now you're with someone that's like out of control and unreasonable and kind of reckless in a way. And it's affecting surely her life and her finances, and you're kind of with that person.
Well, it's affecting your life too.
Affecting,
if you can't do things because she never has any money because she's spending it all.
It's common. I mean, let's face it. A lot of girls love to like shop a lot. I mean, that's normal, sort of. But there is a line that can be crossed, and too much is too much. Yeah, that could be an issue. That could be a deal breaker. Maybe that this woman doesn't feel comfortable and confident with who she is, that she finds comfort in material things that can artificially, temporarily boost her outer confidence.
Wow. Very nicely done.
So maybe
I mean,
This
go
guy-
see a
maybe
count.
this guy-
Go see a counselor.
this guy, sorry, was it Mike? Or no, this guy's name was
Trevor.
Trevor. That's right, Trevor. Go see a counselor, or maybe Trevor can kind of move in there and start to make her feel a bit more comfortable and confident and elevate her sense of...
Well, here's the problem. She probably won't have her half to pay for the counselor.
Yeah, no, I think it's maybe a bit of a comfort or confidence thing.
So maybe Trevor, this might be worth investing some of your money to pay for a counselor. If she's not reasonable and it doesn't help, maybe time to...
Yeah.
Watch for all of her signals. It's very important.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I would agree. If she can't control it and it's becoming a bit of an issue, well, you got a situation on your hands, my friend.
Yeah, because this could affect you later on if you want to buy a house or if you want to buy a Honda Civic.
Exactly. Well, Civic's not going to cost you too much, but
But you want to take the trips. You want to live life a little bit and buy things. You want to buy a barbecue for the backyard, but she doesn't have her half.
No, because she bought a dress instead.
Yeah.
Maybe the dress is really hot though.
That's true.
I mean, that's good once in a while. Well, there you go. I'm not sure if we gave some advice there, but
I think there's a little bit.
Okay, cool.
I think there's enough to run with.
Good luck, Mike.
It's Trevor.
Oh, shit. See, it's late. Good luck at Trevor. Mike was the guy.
Mike was from Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's right.
Yeah, with the fears.
Yes.
But funny enough, question number 5 is also from a Mike.
Oh, wow.
We have
we
two
got
Mikes.
Anonymous tonight. We got Mike and we got other Mike. And
We
okay.
got Mike, Trevor, and Curtis was the first one.
Okay, well, let's hear the next question.
Last question. My middle-aged neighbor likes to walk around practically naked in his backyard.
Wicked.
Pervert alert.
It's not... Wow.
Awesome.
It's not exactly a pretty sight either.
Oh, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah, our houses are right next to each other.
Wow.
So it's impossible not to see his backyard from the second floor of our house.
Wicked.
So apart from the occasional chat, we don't really know each other well.
Mm-hmm.
Should I tell him to put some clothes back
Oh,
on?
no, definitely not.
Or should I mind my own business?
I would... Look, I mean, that sounds kind of hilarious. I mean,
yeah.
If my neighbor wanted to walk around naked, I'd be like, that's hilarious. That's
Dude, this, to me, I think we see the same way. This is not a problem.
That's not a problem. Exactly.
Yeah.
That is
you don't
not
need
a
advice.
problem. And I wouldn't even mind your own business. I would almost, kind of in a very neighborly, friendly way, like, have your coffee in one hand and wave with your other. And just kind of have a little bit of banter here and there and see if you can start a little conversation and just be friendly with your neighbor. Maybe.
Well, especially if you're going to talk to him, go in your underwear as well.
Start speaking his language. Exactly. Work your way towards his direction, maybe a little bit.
It's a meeting of minds.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's not a problem. That's just a comedy gift.
That's a paradox. I mean, the real advice would be, should I or shouldn't I film this and put it on the internet to share with everyone?
I mean, unless he's like a creepy dude, then okay, maybe call the cops. But if he's just a funny, relaxed, casual guy who's out there, mowing his lawn or flipping his burgers on his barbecue, and he's just a very relaxed dude, then that's wicked.
Okay, so this is not a problem. So just to answer the question, this is not a problem, but let's put a hypothetical in here. What if your neighbor liked to go in his backyard, he thought he was on his own, and he'd like to...
Yeah.
Is that a problem? He's in his backyard.
These are great hypothetical questions. Wow.
What would you do if you're in the second floor of your house? You look down and you saw him
just sipping his coffee.
No. He's in a lawn chair with the back reclined.
Yeah.
He's got his iPad.
Wow, and it's like a crazy dude. It's a dude.
No. He's like looks like a middle-aged dude
Okay.
with his iPad, and
Well, you're not saying it's like a hot girl or anything. It's like
no. It's the opposite of that.
Right.
It's like you said, not a pretty sight.
oh boy. I mean, wow. There's comedy still in there. But
Yeah,
it's a different that's a different thing. I mean, that's
I mean, I
I
guess
would let him have his time, I guess, and I would
so. I have an 8-year-old daughter.
Yeah,
So-
there's all kinds of variables like that. Like
So I guess that'd be one
kids in
variable.
the neighborhood. Like you can't. That's where it's like the cops could get called maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, let's say your house was the only house that could see his backyard, and you're kind of peeking in on his shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't have kids,
Ugh.
and it's just you.
Mm.
Would you call the cops?
No, maybe I would like get some speakers and I would put them up and I would start blasting like some sort. I would choose like a crazy song that is a way of saying like, dude, I mean, come on, really?
Sort of like how they did at Guantanamo Bay.
Yes.
With used to play metal to the
Skinny Puppy.
yeah to the prisoners.
Skinny Puppy though might not be the right choice of music to annoy him. Like that could fuel. It's got such a momentum to it. You know?
Yeah. but with like some really bad country music.
Yes, exactly.
Or
Exactly.
something to that effect.
Something. Yeah, you pick the right song, you blast it, and it's just going to ruin his mood completely.
But what if that charged it though? What if it didn't? What if he so what if psychologically that made him realize that you're fully acknowledging the fact that you know that what he's doing and he likes it?
I mean,
Like, would you talk to him and go, listen, dude, like it's kind of weirding me out that whenever I look out my window from my bedroom, you're reclined with your iPad and you're at it.
boy,
Or would you just let it go and not look?
that's a really good question. I mean, there are possibly people listening to this right now that have encountered this kind of situation.
This especially in Florida.
I think we need some advice now. Are we the ones asking for advice, or
I threw this hypothetical question out there because the question that we actually got was not a problem. But
yeah, that's
I guess being a Canadian, I would probably just avoid it and pretend like it wasn't happening.
right, and it would probably only happen half the year because it's really cold in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is more of a summer situation, most likely.
I mean, the other trick is take pictures and send them to him anonymously.
But then it gets weird.
by
See,
email.
they're clearly coming from
Oh yeah, that's right.
Angel, and it's clearly, and then he's like, "Yeah, man, Glenn's into me."
Or go maybe just get a drone,
Oh boy,
like fly it over to his house so he doesn't quite know it's you that's flying the drone over his house. It just looks like someone spying.
Yeah.
And there's one of those drones with a camera on it.
it's a tricky situation. I mean, he's entering into gnarly territory there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that'd be legal, right? Like you're allowed to do that in your backyard.
I don't know. I mean, shit. Now we're getting into like, is it legal? Wow. I don't know. Is it legal? That's another layer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm going to say that there must be some laws. It's got to border it on. It's somewhat illegal.
Yeah, I would think
Yeah, I
it would
think
be.
it is.
If there are any police officers listening to this show who would know more about this type of situation,
Just go arrest this guy.
yeah,
Just take him away.
this hypothetical guy I've come up with, take him away. But okay, so what if you enjoyed watching him,
Oh
Phil?
God.
What if you're like, holy shit, that's kind of cool.
Wow, this show tonight. This show has completely veered into like a creepy alley here.
Okay. Well, let me flip the situation. What if it was a woman?
Well, see, that's not to sound inappropriate here, but that's
But it's a
whole
double
other
standard here,
situation.
right? Yeah, exactly.
It's not a double standard. That is a gold standard.
So you'd be okay with that.
Well, I mean, I
any
think
guy
most
would be okay
dudes
with
would
that.
clearly be okay with that. Bikini,
Unless you're
wear,
like-
or not.
Like a complete right-wing Christian type of
Yeah,
thing.
but I mean,
going.
that's fine. They can do their whatever they want. But most dudes would be like, I mean, this is straight out of many classic 80s movies.
Yes.
You know, that scene. And
yeah. Those things only happen in movies
yeah,
anyways.
I mean, that's not a problem.
They don't, those, yeah. Those things never happen in real life.
And nobody would be complaining.
No.
No.
Mr. Phil, this is that was the second episode of the Wise Idiots podcast.
The last 5 or 10 minutes of this one was unique, but that's how it went. Yeah, great.
That's it.
That's it.
If you have,
I mean, you provided great car advice tonight.
By doing this, if they get 30-second nugget of information that they can retain in their brain,
car advice nuggets tonight of at least 30, maybe 60 seconds.
That should be our goal. To have one small nugget of information that makes this podcast worth listening to every time we put one out.
Absolutely. I gotta, that sneeze. I feel that sneeze coming on now.
Oh, that would be the perfect way to end the show.
Oh, it's it's just there. It's not coming out, but it's like it wants to.
Breathe through your nose. Breathe.
Yeah. It's
breathe again. Breathe again.
Yeah.
It's not coming
It's
out.
not coming out. It was there though. It was there. But
so if anyone has any questions for episode number 3,
drop us a line.
Check out wiseidiots.com.
Is it .com or is it .? Did we forget the M? Is it .co?
No, it's .com. It's .com.
We should.
Oh my god. I think I need to go to bed. Wiseidiots.com. There's a phone number. There's an email. Send us a note. We'll be more than happy to share our advice on an upcoming episode.
Absolutely. Next time we should do the podcast. We should try like 5 a.m.
Oh,
because I mean, clearly we're both kind of tired tonight.
It would be the worst advice ever, probably. 5 a.m.
Oh.
It'd be the grumpy show.
Like, what about like a Saturday morning at like 6 a.m.?
Saturday morning at 6 a.m.? Are you kidding
Just to
me?
nightmare ourselves.
What? Oh my god! Why not like 4?
Yeah, I'll do it. Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely. Do we go to bed first, or do we just not
No.
go to bed?
Or yes, go to bed and wake. No, it's worse. If we stayed up, it would just be tired times 10. But if we actually got up at 4, you know how when you have an early flight, which is, by the way, the worst thing you could do when you have a 6 a.m.
Oh.
flight, you've got to get up at 3:30.
Yeah, been there.
I
times.
hate those.
Yep.
I can never fall asleep the night before because I'm thinking about like having to get up at 3:30.
Especially if it's in the like early February and there's like a snowstorm outside and it's -20.
And it's dark.
It's totally dark. Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah. Wow, this show's just not ending tonight.
No. Good night, Mr. Phil.
Good night, Glenn. If you need advice, drop us a line. Glenn and Phil, glad to help. We're the best.
Wiseidiots.com.
Wiseidiots.com. Something like that.
That's it.
I have to hear that again.